let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akugha. In today's package, we'll take a look at the crisis of development in the Niger Delta. Our first report is on the people's reaction to the 2021 budget of Cross River State, which was presented recently to the Cross River State House of Assembly by Governor Benedict AYADE. Still on budget matters, we'll take you to the National Assembly, where Minister of Niger Delta Affairs Senator AKPABIO last week defended his ministry's 2021 budget and justified the allocation of over 78% of the total budget sum to the completion of the ongoing East-West Road construction project by December next year. Next in our lineup is an update on the ongoing forensic audit of the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC, which entered its crucial stage last week with the handover of files containing verified contracts awarded by the Commission from its inception in 2001 to August 2019 to forensic auditors assigned to investigate financial activities of the intervention agency in the period under review. And finally, into this package, we bring you a report on the 25th anniversary of the extrajudicial killing of the OGONI'S by the late General Sani Abacha-led military junta on November 10, 1995. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, determined to make a difference.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Cross River State Governor Ben AYADE recently presented a budget of 277.7 billion naira to the Cross River State House of Assembly for the 2021 financial year. Governor AYADE, during the budget presentation, said its main target was economic empowerment and job creation. The budget, christened Budget of Blush and Bliss, marks a major departure from previous budgets both in its figure and targeted outcomes. Cross River State, under the AYADE administration, had consistently implemented the highest annual budgets in the last 3 years, despite being one of the poorest states in Nigeria. In 2018, Governor AYADE presented a budget of 1.3 trillion naira, tagged Budget of Kinetic Crystallization, to the Cross River State House of Assembly. Available records in the National Bureau of Statistics shows that in that financial year, the state received about 36.95 billion naira from the Federation account and was nowhere close to top 10 earners in internally generated revenues in the Committee of States. In the 2019 financial year, Governor AYADE came up with a budget of 1.04 trillion naira, tagged Budget of Kabbalistic Densification, to drive industrialization in Cross River State. This over-bloated budget was unmindful of the fact that the state's annual internally generated revenue stood at a paltry 22 billion naira. While in 2019 the state's share of annual federal allocations rose to 99 billion naira, there was no tangible source of income elsewhere to fund a budget of over 12 digits. Governor AYADE, who was expected to rethink his budgeting strategy that had left the Cross River State economy in dire straits, decided to throw caution to the winds when in 2020 he concocted a budget of 1.1 trillion naira, which he christened Budget of Olympic Meristemasis. Sensing the grave implications of AYADE's ill-conceived budgets for the economic well-being of Cross River State in recent years, Inside the Niger Delta had in the month of May 2020 urged the governor to adopt a paradigm shift in his budgeting strategy. Much to the relief of Cross Riverians, Governor AYADE appears to have heeded to wise counsel by slashing the 2021 budget to the tune of 277.7 billion naira. He says the 2021 budget of Blush and Bliss intends to refocus the agenda of his government.
192,511 million naira represents the recurrent expenditure, which represents 69% of the budget. Inside this 69% of the budget, 70% of it is warehouse for youth empowerment, youth development, job creation, massive opportunity to lift people from poverty, humanitarian services, conditional cash transfer, assistance, medical support services, everything that has to do with the values of mankind, putting food on the table, expanding government, just ensuring that citizens are happy.
While presenting the 2021 budget estimates recently to the Cross River State House of Assembly, Governor AYADE practically owned up to the fact that previous budgets of Cross River State under his administration were not in tandem with the people's aspiration for economic growth and development.
We must refocus our agenda and our hope. Therefore, this budget is a mixture. It's a mixture of blush and a mixture of bliss. And therefore, the budget is a budget of blush and bliss. Blush because it's a stain of shame from where we're coming from. Blush because we're going through a situation where our face is red, in pain and in agony. It is blush because we are coming away from our big dreams of our kinetic crystallization, from our Olympic agenda, and reducing ourselves to a sudden consumptive, primitivistic effort just to reflect on the mood of the time. But it's a source of bliss because our unemployed young people will now have opportunity to smile and be happy that government have shifted from the big dreams to the primary option of feeding the people.
Unlike previous budgets, which allocated about 70% to capital spending, the 2021 budget allocates 69% to recurrent expenditures. Not a few Cross Riverians are relieved that the AYADE administration has finally come to terms with economic realities in a state where poverty has become endemic in the last few years.
Some of these visions and some of these projects did not align with the reality of our resources. Over the years, up to last year, the budget performance has not been optimal. But I think that the present budget is close to reality.
He has adjusted his budget. Some of his major projects are not carried along because he has realized the condition the state has found itself in now is blushy. But what we should be watching out for is the implementation of the budget. Let us pray that even with this little figure, which is closer to reality, let us hope that benefits will fall out for the people.
During the recent NSAS protest that was hijacked by hoodlums across the country, hell was let loose in Cross River State, which recorded perhaps the highest incidence of looting and destruction by vandals. The once peaceful and hospitable state had been reduced to a theater of violence in what many informed analysts attributed to widespread hunger and dissatisfaction among the populace. Before he leaves office in 2023, Governor Ben AYADE has a window of 2 years to correct his past mistakes with budgeting. It is expected that during these last days in the saddle, the professor of environmental microbiology will also allow reason prevail in managing all aspects of the economy in Cross River State.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has solicited the support of the National Assembly in ensuring speedy completion of the ongoing East-West Road reconstruction project. Senator Akpabio made the appeal recently while defending his ministry's 2021 budget before the House of Representatives Committee on the Niger Delta.
Consistent with the norm in democratic governance, Senator Godswill Akpabio last week appeared before the House Committee on Niger Delta to defend allocations made in his ministry's budget in 2021. Out of a total sum of 19 billion naira allocated to the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs in the 2021 budget, 15 billion had been earmarked for the completion of the East-West Road project, a plan that did not go down well with some of the lawmakers. They argued that allocation made to the East-West Road project was too huge for a region with several obligations begging for urgent attention.
I've gone through the 2020 and 2021 budget, there is no single project to my region in Edo State that is oil producing area. So I want to ask this question, is this fair?
Oguta today produce at least the fifth ranking in oil exploration, or they made Imo State to be the 5th ranking in oil exploration in the country. Today, they are almost the largest producer of gas all over the country. Ohajebema Oguta is crying and shouting and bleeding to participate from their national cake.
People are saying, how does this budget affect my region? That's where we are. And it's now compounded even further by the policy of the ministry that they will apply 15 to the East-West Road. You can see the agitation from our members. And that is why we have always said to the ministry, please engage with Parliament.
However, Senator AKPABIO justified his ministry's decision to speed up the East-West Road reconstruction project on the significance of the project, which has suffered untold delay on account of inadequate funding since it was first awarded in 2006.
We can spread thin and take the 15 billion and spread all over, and then we finish this administration without completing a single road. It won't be the same. We must be different. I think they used to spread thin. That is why from 2006 to 2020, the road has not been completed. So let's just close our eyes and then do something. If there is any major project that we think we should, it doesn't matter where it is located. Let's put a chunk of the money inside and complete it and then walk away.
Worried about the dilapidated state of the East-West Road, Senator AKPABIO had made a request to President Buhari to transfer the responsibility to supervise the project from the National Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, to his ministry. In June 2020, the President approved the immediate release of 19.67 billion naira for the completion of sections 1 to 4 of the East-West Road. Ever since, the Honorable Minister of Niger Delta Affairs has had several meetings with contractors handling various sections of the East-West Road reconstruction projects. While appearing before the federal lawmakers to defend his ministry's budget for 2021, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State informed them that the Niger Delta Ministry had concluded plans to collaborate with the NDDC to ensure they bring the project to a logical conclusion 14 years after it was first awarded.
Let's put a chunk of it into the East-West Road and then get the commitment of the Ministry of Finance, get the commitment of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Let's complete this project for the benefit of the people. That is why my ministry had to take this step. And I want to urge the chairman and members of the committee to look at it as with what we may call a child of necessity.
If allowed to have his way, Senator AKPABIO intends to deliver the East-West Road reconstruction project by the end of 2021, in line with President Buhari's vision to address infrastructure deficit currently plaguing the Niger Delta region.
Inside the Niger Delta. Heritage Bank. Service, performance, respect, integrity, innovation, tenacity, excellence. Heritage Bank, your timeless wealth partner. Looking for irresistible luxury? Welcome to Oak Haven Hotel, located at the heart of GRA Port Harcourt, River State. With a wide array of luxury rooms to offer you exquisite comfort to the VIP lounge with wireless internet services and a fully packed bar, Oak Haven Hotel also has a dazzling swimming pool, a chill-out area, and a massage and wellness spa. For your meetings and events, our conference hall and restaurant Victoria will exceed your expectations. Oak Haven Hotel, comfort you can't afford to miss. Azikel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability, and infrastructure development.
The forensic audit of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) may have reached its critical stage as the committee's interim management last week handed over volumes of documented contracts awarded in the last 20 years to several auditing firms assigned to carry out the exercise. According to Professor COMMEMORATE Ponde, the commencement of the next phase of the forensic audit of the Commission was an indication that the exercise was on course, contrary to speculations in some quarters that it had been swept under the carpet. Correspondent Chika Abuduzie tells us more.
7 months after it carried out verification of projects awarded by the Commission, interim management of the NDDC last week commenced the next phase of the forensic audit with the handover of files containing documents of contracts it awarded between 2001 and 2019 to 16 auditing firms. The documents, including contract award papers, payment vouchers and job completion certification, will assist the auditing firms to examine the status of several projects awarded by the Commission and determine whether or not they correspond with allocations made to the NDDC over the years. To facilitate their work, the Commission handed over 10 pickup trucks and 5 buses to 16 local and international auditing firms assigned to carry out the forensic audit of the NDDC.
Today, we are just here to hand over some more tools to these forensic auditors and to let everybody know that the process has commenced since and it's going on very strong. And we hope at the end of the day, the forensic audit will unravel a lot of things that's gone on in the Commission. It is not a witch-hunting process, but just to really know the true state of things and recommend ways forward to make sure that the Commission delivers on its core mandates and makes the region to progress.
One of the consultants will be involved in reorganization and the repositioning of this very important arm of the government. So as an intervention agency, they would want to know how and how far, this organization has gone in achieving its mandate, and what are the pitfalls or what are the issues that have remained unfulfilled in the last 20 years.
In September last year, President Muhammadu Buhari, for the first time, ordered a forensic audit of the NDDC from inception in 2001 to 2019, following allegations of corruption and mismanagement of funds that had incapacitated the intervention agency to deliver on its mandate to transform the Niger Delta region.
The president, that you know, is a man of integrity. He's a man that believes in accountability. He's a man that believes that there should be value for money at all times. Every kobo spent, we should be able to account for it. The idea that the region, the Niger Delta region, should be taken a step further, there should be a quantum leap.
We're particularly very happy, and we thank God for President Buhari today. We thank him, one, for the dogged insistence that the forensic audit is being religiously prosecuted. And God will not only bless him, God will bless the Honorable Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, His Excellency Senator AKPABIO, and bless the IMC. The IMC has shown that they are working, and we are here to commend this effort. At least we are living witnesses as to what they have done.
At the end of the exercise, the forensic auditors are expected to come up with findings on how over 12,000 projects were abandoned across the Niger Delta in the period under review and make recommendations on how to strengthen the Commission to begin to improve the lots of largely backward communities in the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta. NDDC, established in the year 2000 to help develop Nigeria's Niger Delta region. After 2 decades, what is their scorecard?
The amount of money which the federal government is religiously allocating to NDDC, we would like to see the results on the ground.
They have been doing a lot in the last 19 years, but if they were doing quality projects, I'm sure that we would have seen so much on the ground.
What is the state of the NDDC project in your community? Tell us about it and we will report it. Send us an email to insidethenigerdelta@gmail.com or call us on 080-920-76444. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region.
25 years after the extrajudicial murder of Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 other prominent Ogoni sons by the military junta of late General Sani Abacha, Ogoni people say they are yet to get justice from the federal government. They came up with this position during the 25th memorial of the OGONI'S in Bori, headquarters of Kana local government area of River State. Correspondent Lovely Ofigo tells us more.
On November 10, 1995, environmental rights activist and writer Ken Saro-Wiwa was sentenced to death alongside 8 other prominent Ogoni sons on trumped-up charges of murder by the late General Sani Abacha-led military junta. Under the leadership of Ken Saro-Wiwa, the movement for the survival of Ogoni people, MOSOP, had enunciated the Ogoni Bill of Rights in 1990, demanding self-determination, environmental and social justice from the Nigerian state.
The United Nations recognizes the rights of all the world's indigenous people. Indigenous people have been cheated through laws such as are operated in Nigeria today, through political marginalization. They have driven certain people to death. In recovering the money that has been stolen from us, I do not want any blood spilt, not of an Ogoni man, not of any strangers amongst us. We are going to demand our rights peacefully, non-violently, and we shall win.
It was a non-violent campaign in Ogoni land, which despite having produced the bulk of Nigeria's oil wealth, had been left to wallow in grinding poverty and ecological devastation for several decades. In trying to keep memories of the Ogoni matters in their consciousness, several Ogoni groups recently organized an elaborate event to mark the 25th anniversary of the tragic event. This year's commemoration of the extrajudicial killing of the Ogoni commenced with prayers for the repose of the souls of the departed at a church service in Bori.
Nothing has changed, only that we believe in God, and God is still keeping us alive. Because we believe in God, we have the hope that one day the Ogoni's Bill of Rights will be given to us. One day we believe that Ogoni sons and daughters will be recognized by the federal government of Nigeria. We don't have any person representing the Ogoni race as ministers. In fact, even in River State, we don't have anybody who have served as a governor, as deputy governor and speaker of the River State House of Assembly. Not even a chief judge. And yet we have qualified, even overqualified people.
The sacrifice paid by Ken Saro-Wiwa and the others who were killed by the Abacha government, by the Nigerian government, sacrifice will not be in vain. So I believe one of the first steps that we're going to see is the unity of the people in demanding that all those who were murdered by the state should be exonerated. They never committed any crime. Their name has to be cleared. That's the first step of the healing process.
Rising from the church service, several Ogoni groups and the human rights community in the Niger Delta embarked on a peaceful procession along the streets of Bori.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
The procession terminated at Bane, hometown of the slain Ogoni hero, for the official opening of the Ken Saro-Wiwa Memorial Park.
For 25 years, we have cried to see another leader, but we've not got it. We have prayed, we have looked around to see another spokesperson, but we have not got it. So it's been 25 years of great loss, 25 years of great heaviness. But we are consoled by that his memories continue to live on and on and on and on.
The consciousness is so loud that it's something that it's electrifying. You can see today, somebody that was killed 25 years ago, but thousands of Ogoni people are still gathering to give him that credence for the good work he did. I think to that extent, we have gone very far.
The extrajudicial killing of the Ogoni 9 is for the Ogoni people an irreplaceable loss. They however take solace in the fact that history has vindicated their compatriots who were silenced for speaking up against environmental and social injustice in Ogoni land and the rest of the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, with that report, we'll draw the curtain on the program. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region will be back, same time, same station, next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screen. Until next week, I am Mamode Akugha, thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.